Yo, what's up guys, Shujinkydink here. Welcome to a video all about the Kombat Kast. I called it the Watchtower last time. I kind of forgot what it was called. Anyway, people have been telling me all day that Robocop is my character and blah 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 blah. And of course, I was stuck at work and then I committed to a Injustice 2 live stream, so we did that, played some games. That was really fun actually. I can go check out the VOD on my Twitch channel, but yeah, we're going to just dive in and react to Sheeva and Robocop here. Looks like they're kind of jumping right into it here. Yeah, and if you're new here, subscribe because we're going to be covering all the aftermath stuff, starting with the story. We're going to be streaming the story first thing tomorrow morning. Tomorrow is Tuesday the 26th. So probably 8:30, 9 o'clock, depending. It's one of my only days off this week, so I might sleep in a little bit. But sleeping in for me is like 7:38 because I start work at 7:30 most morning. Anyways, I'm rambling.
Okay,
I, for one, am very excited about Sheeva. We've talked about this. I love grappling characters, and I cannot wait to dive in. Stephanie, tell me more.
Well, Sheeva debuted in MK3,
We know
and yeah, she is a grapple character, rushdown character, power, big damage, big combos.
So I'm glad I was correct about her being a grappling character, because that's kind of what I just figured she would be, because they tried to make her a grappling character in MK9 and didn't really know what grappling characters were, I guess, so.
Used for using a shield. She carries it, it's on her back. She can switch hands, which uses it as spikes, so she uses it as like a bludgeoning weapon, also a sharp weapon. And she has a bunch of normal attacks and special moves that use it. It's pretty neat.
Well, let's just do a quick walkthrough of how Sheeva navigates the playing field.
I'm curious about her movement.
One of the cooler things is how she uses her forearms in normal attacks. She has a lot of multi-hit punching moves. That string's cool because it reminds me of her MK3 chain combo. Let's see, she has a lot of throws, yeah.
Just brutal.
Yeah, she hits really hard.
Okay, here's
her fatal blow is the punch walk is back from
the punch
walk, everybody.
Punch walk.
Yeah, I was really glad to see that again.
I totally forgot about that.
Chamber is looking better than ever.
Yeah, Soul Changer looks incredible.
Shout out to Derek's Transformers collection, by the way. That's badass.
Space and how she just overpowers her adversaries. Let's take a look at some of her, like her normal moves from her kit.
So starting off, she has this back three, which is an overhead. It has a crushing blow.
That's an overhead? Oh my god, that's quick.
A low attack. So you can see here, she's gonna counter hit that down three and then
ouchies.
Break her nose.
Just go right over.
Pretty awesome away three too.
This is my favorite string. I just think it looks awesome. It's a very fast mid into overhead and then
mid into overhead.
She can either end it quick or go through the full thing.
So you're gonna have to block overhead mostly against her, I think.
This is her 4-1, which is like her best long-range string.
She's quick, man. I'm concerned
she
about
doesn't get
this.
like a ton of easy hit confirmed damage off of it, but the range is great. This is her knee, and it's her fastest mid.
How fast is it?
Not have the range of 4-1, but it's really, really quick and safe.
How fast is it?
It's just like
and then she has a couple
9 frames?
Combo too.
Yeah,
fucking
which
Jackie?
I love to see. I also love that one of her grabs is a tribute to her UMK3, where she would throw and then do a standing high kick.
Right. I love all the little Easter eggs from past games that show up in when characters return. It's pretty awesome. Let's take a look at the default specials for Sheeva.
Yeah, let's do it.
So to start off, she has her fireball. I think it's better than it's ever been. It's pretty fast. The
is that one a mid?
Version is a mid, which
okay,
is great
good.
for like fireball exchanges. This is her back forward 4. It is a throw strike move. Great for ending combos.
Is that a mid though?
She can do a ton of damage by amplifying it, and it does dot damage, and it armor breaks. So it's a pretty all-purpose move. Her stomp is
back.
You know, it's
I
her
figured
trademark
this.
move.
Yeah,
it's exactly what you want.
I knew stomp was gonna come back.
Trolly.
Unblockable.
It has a crushing blow. If she does not miss it 3 times, it amplifies it.
So I'm assuming you can probably dash forward or backward to avoid it.
Sorry, you had a question?
No.
Oh yeah, it doesn't have to be hit 3 times in a row. It just can't miss. So you can like do 2 in the first round, then have it loaded for the third or whatever.
So if it's anything
she
like,
can also hold block.
I'm just gonna pause this for a second so I'm not walking over there. But So if it's anything like previous games, I don't know if all of you guys have played the previous games with Sheeva in them. Pretty much like where your character is where the teleport is locked. So you can do a dash forward or a dash backwards, and then it would cause her to miss. But you have to time it. As soon as she's up in the air, you have to time that dash to get out of the way, and then it whiffs, and she's like super punishable. So I'm assuming it's going to be the same thing here, but we'll see.
A little bit longer to trick you, you try to backdash or forward dash out of the way. So it's maybe the most fun thing about
actually
playing her.
delay the drop, which is awesome.
Yes. Yeah, you'll actually see them look up, and she comes down late.
I don't think delaying would be in her favor.
Does it cost anything to delay the drop?
No, it does not.
I don't think it'd be in her favor though, because that gives you more chance, unless like the delay will change like where she's going to drop down from, which would be kind of silly. But I mean, maybe that's. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. We'll see how that how it plays out tomorrow.
Do some things to the stomp too, so we'll get to that here in a little
Yes.
bit. Let's take a look at Variation 1.
So Variation 1 is kind of stomped based. First she gains this anti-air grab. And
Yeah, she had
anti-air
that
grab
MK9.
are actually, I believe
MK9.
all of them are buffed across the board in this patch. I know for a fact Shao Kahn's
They
Terminators
buffed
and
anti-air
Rogar.
grabs.
This one amplifies and do really big damage. And it's great for if the opponent is trying to jump out of the stomp move. So you can see here she gets a
Oh, she gets a
juicy
pop-up.
combo.
Okay, that's cool.
It also has a crushing blow if you do the regular and then amplify it. So like you hit with the regular, the opponent tries to jump again, you do the amplify.
So
Then
it
in
stops jumping
Inspiration, She
beams.
gets her MK3 Tremor move, which is like a shorter version of the stomp. It's unblockable. It's like a ground pound basically. And then she can, in this variation, change the direction that she stomps. If you hold forward or back, she can go in front of the opponent or behind the opponent. So it's like
Okay.
if you predict that they're going to try to... Sorry?
Forward dash or back dash.
Oh, I was just gonna say some Sheeva mind games.
Right, like you predict they're going to try to forward dash out. And actually
Derek's
go back,
costume is
go
hilarious.
drop down where
That scorpion
you
thing.
dash in. Just really obnoxious for the opponent.
I think we had talked also about how her Tremor move, you can kind of use that for some trickery too and get your anti-air grab out as well.
Yes, when Tremor and anti-air grab are equipped in the same loadout, she can actually do the anti-air grab as an amplify. So what I mean is like you can do the Tremor, amplify it to hold up, and she'll go into the anti-air grab. So if they try to jump over the second hit of the Tremor, you'll actually grab them out of the air and then get a combo, which is
What?
super fun. So it's like,
That's crazy.
yeah, so it's almost like two abilities are, I mean, it is, two abilities are linked together and have this added benefit if you use them together.
And its skin's kind of like a classic throwback too.
Yeah, it's really cool. I really like the hair. She has the default mohawk is super cool. Then she has a bunch of different helmets and then a couple of different hair options.
Right on.
I wanted the skimpy like MK9
So this one
MK3
is
outfit that
shield
she
based.
had.
She gets 3 different special moves. She gets a shield charge, which is great for
Okay,
closing
like
space,
Shao Kahn.
and it leads to combos.
Ooh, and it's a
She
launcher?
also gets this shield spin. When you amplify that, she knocks them away, and this is a crushing blow. It's for just doing it 3 times.
And
So the third
Taro's
time you do
Legacy.
it, you're gonna get really big damage for your combos. And then she gets this shield toss, and this replaces her standard fireball. So this you can hold it, and it will absorb projectiles, like blast through them, into a crushing blow and do additional damage. So like,
That's
if
interesting.
she holds it, releases it, Sub-Zero does Ice Ball, it'll go past his Ice Ball, blow that up, it's off screen, and then she gets a crushing blow.
What about his meter burn ice ball?
That's great. So more of a weapons.
Which one will win?
For that one.
I guess he's spending
Exactly.
meters, so
she
I would
gets
assume his would,
counter
but
zoning, better mid-range, and then probably the best combos, or some of the best combos she can have.
Let's take a look at the final variation, which I am super excited about.
Yeah, this one is super fun to me. It's 50-50 mix-up based and Rushdown based.
Oh,
She
great.
gets this Death March, which is like a stance. She can start charging forward, and you can cancel it. Or you can let it go and do the big boot. The big boot's a high, but it's plus on block. And it has a crushing blow if you let her run across the whole screen. And then she also has other options from it.
that's a
She can
hard
do
crushing
the
blow
back move,
requirement.
which I showed earlier, which is the overhead. she can pop you up and get combos. So it's like combo starter, mix-up tool, cancel tool, all in one. Then she gets the slow grab. And
That's
this
slow.
leads to an amplified, which sets up dot damage. And the dot is if they backdash or try to jump out, so it like limits their mobility, or they're going to take a bunch of damage. And then she also gets a crotch grab. And that leads to a combo starter as well. She can actually do that twice in the same combo to cash out for like
2 bars for 300 damage, though. That's not.
So
That's not that
you can
much.
see she has a crotch grab and a low grab, which is the
Oh, but then
mix-ups,
you got that one.
like sell themselves. She can do like any of her overhead strings, do the low instead. She can mix up the back 3 overhead and the low grab. She could just run up and just do them raw, like.
So you already got the
This is
guessing
the
game
version
of down
for sure
ones and
she's
throws,
gonna
and now you're going to throw in
mix-ups all day, which
50-50s.
is- That's what I want to do.
And just
Concerning.
grab, 2-player animations all over the place, like just exactly what I'm looking for. I'm very excited to play Sheeva for sure.
Right, like a simple
That says
example
Tyler all over it.
would
Yeah,
be
it
her back
does.
2 is mid overhead, and you can do back 2 and then cancel the low. And that's going to keep them guessing. So the options are unsafe, but it's like high risk, high reward play style. Like it's a total YOLO, like just go ham. A lot of damage, you're going to take a lot of damage if you're wrong, but Shokan don't care.
Right. And just like Fujin, there, a lot of different types of players will want to play her for the different variety of variations she does have. Because they all play very differently.
Yeah, they're all like kind of like high risk, like mix up, but it's different styles. Like it's like grabs, 50-50s, and then the stomp mix ups, and then kind of more honest footsies of the shield variation that all kind of. So it depends on how
More
you want
honest
to play the high
footsies.
damaging
Oh,
play style
Jesus.
that suits you with still being in that archetype that she has.
Okay.
Let's take a look at the Fatal Blow.
Let's not, so we can.
The Retrocade.
Super bad.
Oh my.
Retrocade looks really
Yeah,
cool.
I
by
was
the way.
I was excited when I heard that she was going to be in the game, and now that I've seen how she plays, I'm just like everybody who's watching the stream right now. I just want to play the game. And
Yeah.
that'll be coming very soon.
By the way, my favorite thing about Retrocade, okay, so the projector is cool, but the classic arcade games in the background is like Rampage World Tour and Primal Rage are back there. Like, come on, that's amazing.
Oh, do they have the rights to that? I didn't know
I
that.
like the hanging
take a look at the
cardboard cutouts. I think that's my favorite.
Oh,
Yeah.
those are
I need a
incredible.
Mark
Absolutely.
Wahlberg one.
Let's take a look at the Fatality.
I
Let's
think
not
this
just
is
pretend I'm
maybe
watching it.
my favorite.
I want to give big ups to this.
I've already seen
I don't-
those,
you
so I
probably
mean,
saw the,
it's not like it's
the
you're missing my
executive
true
report
reaction or
on
anything.
That Fatality last week. That was just perfection. Like, so good. So that right there is Sheeva. Sheeva, and we'll be playing her tomorrow. Grabs, mix-ups, just a ton of damage.
So here's one thing I want
Maybe
to
a
talk
little
about.
yellow and-
With all these characters, they haven't talked about any moves that aren't in their variations. So I'm wondering, is there something that we don't know about these extra moves? Like, are they taking some moves out and, like, the only moves they have are the ones in their variations? Or, like, they're not even bothered to... Because before it was like, oh, is this going to be in a variation or is it not? You know, and, or maybe they're just doing that because of this, that they don't want us to speculate about moves that aren't in a tournament variation, you know. But before they would tell us the tournament variations and still show the extra moves anyway. So are they getting away from that? I'm kind of unsure. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments, because yeah, that was one of my main concerns there. So anyway, it looks like we're getting into Robocop.
Let's go.
Yeah, I think she'll be a pretty
Derek, don't
cool
touch your
addition
face.
to the meta
COVID-19.
because she kind of reminds me of like the Terminator, where it's just going crazy, everything's doing good damage, it's all high risk, it's very fast paced. I think it's
It's all
a
high
lot
risk.
of
Okay,
fun.
well
Like,
that's good.
once I started seeing her animations and started really playing her, I'm like, oh my god, like she's just an absolute brawler. It's super fun.
Real cool.
And she also has a lot of cool moves too that we're not showcasing as well.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
has
there's a
some
lot of stuff
abilities
that, like-
that weren't in a
Go ahead.
tournament loadout that are pretty neat too.
Be able to explore those tomorrow when Aftermath launches. Again, you can pre-order Aftermath still, any of the versions you want to set up your game how you want it, and you'll get the Eternal Clash skin pack, which we're very excited about. We've seen a lot of those.
Yeah,
in some
Deception
trailers with the
Sub-Zero.
Scorpions
That's the
and
one I'm
Frost
most stoked
Sub-Zero
on.
Skins, super fantastic. real quick before we move on to RoboCop, which I'm also excited about, we're going to talk. There is a balance patch coming with this for the game, and there's.
Thank you.
Stephanie was just going to go through a couple things you might see in that, and we'll let it come out for you all to read it later to see what happens to your characters and whatnot. But Steph, you want to go through a couple characters right now?
Yeah, so I chose 3 to go over, and this is not the complete thing. So there are a lot of balance changes, but they are
Let's hear them.
somewhat small. We took a lot of look at like frames, a lot of damage changes, but we did not want to change like everything about the game. Like it's not a massive rework. Pretty happy with the meta and balance of the game right now, but we did want to look
That's
at
nice. I'm glad they did that.
some of the minutia. So I picked 3 examples of characters that are getting some pretty cool buffs. First is Raiden.
Yes, Raiden.
So his back one
Truth
too
and
is
light.
like his main fuzzy tool. That's the main mid-range move you want to do, and it's now a little bit safer. And the cool
Okay.
thing is the throw at the end, back 1 to 1+3, is now an actual throw. So if the opponent tries to jab him out of it, he'll actually interrupt and have them get damage. So they could, if they read that, they can punish it. But if
Can
they're
you neutral
not
duck
trying
it?
to duck it, they're not doing the full punish that they normally would. So it makes his neutral game a little bit safer and a little bit more of a guessing game to use, which is cool.
Going
we
back
also
to
looked
MKX
at
with all these
the
guesses.
flow requirement for his electric fly, the torpedo. It is the same, but the requirement has been pushed a little bit closer. So he doesn't. It's to do the Superman from like full screen. It's now a little bit closer, so it's a little bit better for when punishing. And then another thing we looked at is his Storm Cell, which is like his main pop-up. You can now not break away till the last hit. So before, you could break away during even the first hit of it, and then Raiden would be left open for like eternity. Like he could go consult the Elder Gods, come back, and still be punished.
Nice
So
reference.
now they're going to have to only break away at the very end, being a little bit harder to deal with. And there's like 5 other changes, but those are kind of fun ones to preview. We'll also talk about Scarlet. With her 4/4 used to be high, and it's now high-mid. So
That's
that is
one
really
that's
good advancing string. That's
super
like
plus on
advantage
block.
but it was super punishable because it was too high. So now the last hit is a mid. So if the opponent is sitting there ducking and the second hit would have previously whiffed, it's now going to be blocked and she'll be left at advantage. Another thing with Scarlet is her blood port is a little bit faster. That's her teleport. It's like 4 frames faster, I think. So
4 frames?
it's
Holy
not
smokes.
like instantaneous, but it should be a little bit better for mobility. And then lastly with her, I'm excited about this one because I love the move. Her back 2 now has significantly more advantage on hit. I think it's like 10.
Oh, wow.
So that means when the move connects, she has a lot more time to she can go for another one because that's the crushing blow, or she can do a throw or whatever media she wants, and she'll have a lot more time to get out her attack
Interesting
before
changes.
she can do, a wake up.
Interesting.
And then like Raiden, she
But
has a couple
from
others,
talking to
her back
Hater
one
and
too.
stuff, like her main issue is that she has gaps in every single string, pretty much. Well, now I guess except the 4/4, but first one's a high. So I hope they address that at least a little bit and give her one option that she can kind of throw out, because these changes are nice, but I'm not sure that they address the problems that she has as a character. So it'd be pretty tone deaf if they didn't do that. So I'm excited to see kind of what they do as a whole with this balance patch. Anyways, I'll try not to ramble too much. I really want to see RoboCop. Everyone's been hyping me up on it all day, and it's 7:14 p.m. at night. I'm tired. I want to see some RoboCop.
Has some frame data changes and stuff like that. And then lastly, a lot of people have wondered about Shao Kahn. So
Okay. Yeah, I'm cool with
last
listening to
week I
Shao
mentioned
Kahn.
that his 4/3/4 is now special cancelable. And that also has a change like Raiden, where the throw is now a true throw. So the same applies to there.
Oh, what? That's actually
But
a
another
pretty
move we looked at
significant
is
buff.
and it's changed across the board. It's faster, it does more damage, and it has an all-new hit reaction. It now just sets up combos easily. I don't play Shao Kahn, and I can just easily in training mode do a big combo. He can just walk up and do his back one or whatever. So it's still an unsafe mid, but it's a little bit faster, and it's much better for doing combos. And then lastly, most characters only have 1 armor breaking move. He actually has 3. So we already talked about his downward shoulder charge, but both of his anti-air moves, his anti-air grab and his anti-air spear, also break armor. So he's like the armor breaking master, which makes sense since he's like
It's a boss character.
I'm
Right,
confused. Why
yeah.
do you need armor in the air?
So he has a lot of
Hold
options.
on, hold on, hold on. So he has his anti-air grab and his anti-air spear break armor, but they're both anti-air moves. So you'd have to be using armor in the air to get armor broken. I'm really trying to think, outside of maybe Cassie Cage's Fatal Blow, where would you have armor in the air? Am I just drawing a complete blank here, guys? I guess like maybe interactable jumping. Like if you use like the interactable down 3 or whatever to get out of the corner. That just doesn't seem very good to me, but I mean, okay. There's got to be something I'm missing, guys. Post in the comments, let me know what I'm missing, because it doesn't sound like much of a buff at all. There's got to be something I'm missing.
To break away from him, which is pretty cool.
Well, that's great. We will have the patch notes out soon. There's no ETA on that, but keep following us on Twitter, and when they show up, you'll see them. So there we go. That's just a couple things. There's look at your character when they come out. That's what we're going to tell you right now. But I think it's now time to move into Robocop. You want to talk a little bit how Robocop
Finally, yes.
plays, Steph?
Robocop is a pretty, I would call him like a variety character. Like his normal attack base is pretty basic. He just kind of does big boots and punches you in the face. I mean, it's Robocop. Like he's not doing like karate. That would be super weird.
Yeah,
but
you're
his
right.
special moves,
You're right,
he
though.
uses all his weapons.
My son hates it when I say that, by the way.
And that's
So I say
when
it all
gets
the time.
interesting. He can be a zoner. He actually has a command throw. He can be a traffic character with like caltrops and stuff. So it's kind of like his base moveset is real simple. He's just a powerhouse. Like he does jabs and uppercuts and stuff. But then his special move is where you as the player can shape the play style that you want, which is kind of cool.
He brings a full armory to the table too. Like you're going to see
Yeah.
that here in a few minutes.
Show
he's
me
got,
the
like, a
zoning.
legit
How he walks across the map.
Show me the zoning.
So this string is 4-2, and it's kind of like his baseline, like, go-to string. It's got a crushing blow. It's good for punishing. One neat thing is
Interesting sweep there.
yeah, he uses his guns and his data spike a lot, which is pretty cool.
Okay, kind of slow movement,
Both of
but
his
that was to
throws
be
have crushing
expected.
blows, the typical crushing blow requirement, which is always really strong in his game.
Throws off the crushing blows, okay.
Spikes coming out of his feet. That's
Crushing blows off the throw, I meant.
Do you think their data spikes as well? Like, can he upload stuff with?
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's
Yes.
I think that's canon. Sure. Let's take a look at his normals.
Okay, so yeah, his 4-2 is awesome as a stagger string. He can do throws after it. He can loop it. I'll do the crushing blow here. This is just for doing a counter hit or punish.
Okay. 272. Holy smokes.
This is Robobop, his back two. He just bops you and it's like his combo starter.
Is that an overhead? That's super
Robocop.
quick.
So this is interesting. His back one is like his fastest hit. And the bombs are part of the normal. You can do close, medium, or far. So it's like a special move, basically.
So why not just make it a special move?
His back three is a low with really good range. He doesn't really have like a great overhead to mix them up, but it's pretty good. And this is like his main pop-up, board 4. Really good range, decently fast, but the last hit's a high, so you can just duck and punish it. So you can't just do it willy-nilly, but if you like whiff in front of him, you're gonna get hit by that. Bigly damage.
That seems like a good balance. I like that.
Let's take a look at some specials from the default.
So this is his default loadout. He of course has the Auto 9, and it is a great projectile. It's super fast. You can
Yeah.
amplify it for really good damage. And the Cobra Cannon is awesome. So probably the notable thing here
that a mid?
is the pushback on block when you amplify it, which I'm about to show. You
Ooh,
go
I like that.
way
You're-
back.
you're full
so
screen,
if you're trying
buddy.
to slowly
It's a
advance
cannon.
through his... Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
Okay, first hit's a high, then it's two
And
mids after that.
While it's a high, the other two hits are mid, so if you're trying to slowly advance, he can push you way back and just start that zoning over again. Then he's got this shoulder cannon, which is pretty
you can
similar
kinda
to
place
bombs in the
those.
past game. They're great for space control.
Oh my
You can put them
god.
out, force you to move. Then he has an anti-air gun, which is really fast.
Perhaps I have a new
Covers
main?
a ton of space, recovers pretty fast. And he has this neat parry, and this is cool because it actually parries projectiles, well, it absorbs them. And it acts as a parry for normal attacks, so I think we're about to show it.
I think.
And this has a
How much
crushing
damage
blow,
did
and
that
the
do?
requirement is to parry a wake-up attack.
Oh,
And this
okay.
is one of my favorite crushing blows in Aftermath because it's simple, but it's so satisfying.
Okay. Oh, 330 damage. You cannot wake up on Robocop. Holy shit.
So the shield is kind of cool because he's got this really good zone, and it's very hard to advance because of the Cobra Cannon pushback. And if you try to counter with your projectile, he can absorb your own projectile. And then even when you get in close, he has a parry. So it's pretty cool.
Jinkies, man.
I love the new
And then the,
reaction when the Kano had when you did the grab off of his wake up. It was really cool.
And then the shoulder cannon, that's directable, right, Stephanie?
Exactly, yes. You can put that
And
in
then
front of
also
where they're
if-
going to be behind them. Yeah.
And if you amplify it, it gives it different properties to how the shoulder cannon will actually work.
Regular base, it will just knock you over and do more damage, but variations have different versions of it that we're probably going to see pretty soon.
Hmm.
Let's take a look at variation 2.
Interesting. Okay.
Well, this is variation 1.
Oh, what variation 1? Sorry, my bad.
So this has a command grab, picks you up with status spike,
Of course it does.
and the fun thing is if he amplifies it, he can turn you around or actually carry you for a little while for really far wall carry, and it's super fun to do because you're picking him up like you're a child or something.
That's funny.
And this has a crushing blow. It's true. For punishing a wake up roll.
Yeah, like a
So like
collector.
the idea would be if you throw them into the corner, you think they're going to try to roll out of the corner, roll past you, you pause, do that, they're going to take a lot of damage. Then he has this advancing or retreating auto 9. And he'll slowly walk forward or back, and you decide at what point you want to let it go, or you can cancel it.
Ooh, I like that.
You
That's
also
some
look
interesting
really
pressure.
intimidating, which I think is important.
The animation
And then
team nailed his walk too.
It's so good, right?
Oh man.
And then lastly, he gets these amplified bombs, which, as
That
Darren was saying
combo.
earlier, have a different reaction. Now they shock you, and he gets a combo starter.
Those are just
So this
mids, though,
variation
right?
has
It's not a mix-up?
a command grab and significantly better space control with his bombs. Like the reward is better.
Okay, so this would be more combo variation, perhaps? Setups?
Love the command grab there and being able to turn around and just walk with them. That's awesome.
It's very, very fun. It's, yeah, very obnoxious.
Let's take a look at variation 2.
So this one is probably the best zoning one. His auto
Ooh,
9
okay.
becomes the slow gun.
Oh.
Hits mid. I'm just calling it low down because he goes low.
Right.
But this
Low gun would
is
be a little bit
super
overpowered.
fast, and it has a crushing blow for going under a projectile.
Oh, I love that. Oh my
Hate to
god,
see
I'm
that.
excited already.
Time.
He also gains this flamethrower, which is awesome for pressure. Because, you know, they're not knocked down, and then he gets a lot of advantage. He can go up, do his forward 2 pressure.
Ooh, I'm concerned
do
about what a
throw,
lot of its
whatever.
advantage
If the
means.
opponent hits a button, they're taking a huge risk. And then he gains this rocket, which to me is the star of this variation. It is awesome. It is super fast. It has a long trail. It's really good if the opponent's jumping around like a maniac. It will anti-air like crazy. It's,
That on
it is a
top of the
high,
bombs
but
and
very
stuff?
difficult to
Man.
react to. It's like one of those projectiles where the opponent's going to use a lot of mental energy, just kind of looking for it to duck.
I cannot wait
basically,
to
I
play
love
Robocop
the
now.
skin there.
Holy shit.
So with like that variation, you basically would kind of want to zone for a while, and if they start to get close, use the flamethrower to push them right back, right?
Exactly. So it's like pretty good mix up close to the flamethrower, and then I think the best zoning that he has for sure.
Does he
And
lose
counter
the?
zoning with the crushing blow from the low gun.
Does he lose the?
That's a wild crushing blow.
The big gun, whatever it's called, that pushes them like full screen.
That's all I'll say. Let's go into variation 3.
So this one is like trap-based, kind of. But first he gets the shoulder jump.
He has the MK3
This is his armor-breaking move.
robot skins.
And it has a crushing blow on it by itself for countering from full screen. Yeah, I think I'm doing it as an armor break now.
Okay.
Wow.
So this is an
That
example of an
damage.
armor... Oh yeah, that's a lot. This is an example of an armor breaker that's only in one specific variation. Which is... There's like 7 to 10 characters that have an armor breaker like that. So you're going to have to decide if you want that armor breaking. You know, you're going to give up like the low auto 9 or the command grab in variation 2, but you'll have the access to that.
I
So
am
it's
not
always
sold on how
the
good
balancing act of
armor
what to
breakers are yet, so
prioritize.
we'll see.
We have another video still for variation 3.
So this changes his bombs. Instead of the regular bombs, he gets these police strip, and that will do dot damage. It kind of works like Aaron Black's acid.
Oh, is that the zoning one, or
And
is
if
this
he
a different?
amplifies it, it becomes tear gas. So this normally does dot, but then also, if the opponent sits in it too long, they'll get stunned, and then he gets a combo. And he can have both out at the same time,
What?
which really, you can see his life bar really
Oh
adds up.
man.
Just melting them.
Then he
Whose
also
idea
gets
was this?
Electrify move, and what this does is if the opponent attacks him, they will take damage. So this makes him like the king of closing out games.
So
Like,
this
he
is
can
the setup variation. I
poop
take.
out a bunch of the caltrops, turn on the electric thing, and then the opponent, if they're just standing there, they're gonna die. If they attack them, they're gonna die. So they're just gonna die. So if they have like 5% left, he's just, you're going to die.
You're
like
going to
those
die.
Na-
Damn.
Nasty in the corner too, probably as well.
Exactly.
Right on. Let's take a look at the
Yeah.
fatal blow.
Let's not and say we did, because I've already seen it.
I'll
We
say
don't
after
need to
this.
demonetize ourselves further.
So awesome.
Oh yeah.
Why does he roar?
We get to see
Yeah.
fatality
So
now.
You're gonna say something before the fatal blow there?
Just overall, you can see what I mean, where his normal attacks are just, what are my 3 ranged moves? Like, what, there's not a lot of complex stuff here. But then his variations, the special moves are where it's like, oh, I feel like being a grappler or a zoner or a trap-based character or whatever, which is a pretty neat
Ah, fuck.
design thing, I think.
Absolutely. And let's look at a fatality.
Let's not and say we did. I've already seen them. Alright guys, well it looks like that's it. So yeah, I think I'm more hyped for Robocop than Sheeva or Fujin at this point. Probably variation 2 I believe is the zoning one, so look forward to me playing that, a little bit of that tomorrow. But I will have combo guides out tomorrow for all 3 characters. Of course day 1 combos, so I mean those or whatever, but it'll help you get started. So, and we'll be streaming the Aftermath story, so yeah, hope you enjoy watching that. And I hope you enjoyed watching this. If you did, please leave a like. I didn't have my camera on this whole fucking time. Fuck. Anyway, that's my genuine reaction. Please leave a like because it really helps me out, and subscribe if you haven't, because we make new videos almost every single day. I'm sorry, I'm just shook. I just realized that. Hashtag Bonehawks, all that stuff. We'll see all you guys in the next video.